Hello to one and all joining us out here at the 54th edition of the International Film Festival. Day 6 saw a guest appearance made by the Rains, but even that wasn't enough to dampen the spirits of film lovers and movie makers. The DD Goa team was busy running around gathering all the important bits and bytes, making sure to bring you the best of IFFI. Priti Soiru caught up with the director, producer and scriptwriter of the film Mirbeen, which is one of the 15 films vying for the Golden Peacock Award at the festival.
नमस्कार DD गोवाचेर आयज आमच्या बरोबर आसा मिरबीन ह्या फिल्मांतले डायरेक्टर, प्रोड्युसर आनी स्क्रिप्ट रायटर आनी हे जे फिल्म आसा ते इंटरनॅशनल फिल्म फेस्टिवल कॉम्पिटिशनाक भांगराचो मोराचें पदक कोण जिखता हेचेर आसा आनी सगळ्यांक उत्सुकता लागल्या ह्या फिल्माची. तर आयज जाणून घेवया त्यांच्या बद्दल, त्यांच्या फिल्मा बद्दल.
ये फिल्म एथनिकल क्लैश का है. इस ऑन 2005 देयर इज अ क्लैश इन टू ग्रुप्स. सो उसके ऊपर ही ये फिल्म डिपेंड करके हम लोग फीचर फिल्म बनाया.
सर ये IFFI मंच इंटरनेशनल फेस्टिवल में आपको ये दिया है, उसके बारे में आप कुछ क्या कहना है?
इंटरनेशनल फेस्टिवल तो बहुत बड़ा मंच है. दिस इज़ अ वेरी बिग प्लेटफॉर्म. आई हैव मेट so many people from our country, from different state and abroad. I have approached director Mridul Gupta, who has gone deep into the story and visualized in the film format. And I have given the responsibility for writing to Monimala Das, the script. She is an NSD graduate. She is more experienced and formally educated. That's why I have approached them and they have made. And as a result, today we are in the International Film Festival here in Goa. And I like Goa very much. For the first time I have come. And the people are very cooperative everywhere. So I feel like coming more.
इसमें जो भाषा का इस्तेमाल किया है वो उस भाषा के बारे में और वो स्पेशली फोक पे आधारित है, तो उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा.
थैंक यू. ये फिल्म मिरबीन कार्बी लैंग्वेज है और बहुत ही रेयर लैंग्वेज है. पहले तो हम सिर्फ ऑरली था, अभी रिटन टेक्स्ट भी है लेकिन पहले नहीं था, और बहुत ही रेयर लैंग्वेज है. और इस लैंग्वेज में काम करना बहुत ही एक बहुत टफ जॉब था, क्योंकि एक्टर्स भी वही, जैसे एक फोक स्टोरी रियल इंसिडेंट है, पर जब उसको हमने पोर्ट्रेट किया था एक फोक स्टोरी के माध्यम से ही हमने शुरू किया था पूरा स्टोरी लाइन.
Emmy award winning director and filmmaker James Higginson got talking to Savio Noronha at the Film Bazaar about his film Shuddhi, a documentary on the stigma around Hansen's disease.
All right, with me at the 54th International Festival of India in Goa is somebody very special, born American but living in Germany and loves India, so he's quite a multinational, I should say. James Higginson, welcome to DD Goa. And how's Goa treating you, first of all?
Very well, thank you very much. It's been an honor and a privilege to be asked to do a market screening here, and it's been a culmination of 3 years of work on the film, but 15 years since my first introduction to the subjects.
It was wonderful reading and watching the trailer of the wonderful work that you've done, Shuddhi. It's something that means so much to all of us in India. It's a topic that you've selected so wisely and so passionately, surely something from the heart. So tell us where this idea of creating awareness about Hansen's disease and the stigma that goes along with it came from.
Yes, as I said, about 15 years ago I first visited Jodhpur, and I was invited to visit the ashram where I met the patients, and they literally touched my heart. And speaking with them and hearing their stories, specifically they're what we can call the last generation of people with severe physical effects and the stigmatization. At that time, they weren't all cured, but now, 15 years later, they've all gone through the medications, so they're now all cured, and there's no chance of transmission. And what touched me is that the fact that they have had this faith and combination of fate that has affected their lives. You know, the fate that just by no circumstance that they could control, they contracted Hansen's disease. And then they were stigmatized and shunned at that time, so they were forced to live in isolation in the ashram. And the patients have lived 30 to 50 years of their lives there. It is now defining their life. And they had to come to a peace within themselves and have faith that this was their way their life was going to play out. And there is such a resilient calm, and I have such respect for the way they have conducted their lives with honor and with understanding that it may not be their choice, but it is the way it is going to play out. So I vowed at that time I would do something more for them to honor their stories and also to promote and project the fact that there should not be the stigmatization around Hansen's disease any longer, especially here in India. It's free, the medical treatment. So I have now coupled with 5 worldwide NGOs for leprosy, and I'm going to use Shadi, the short film, as it plays out in festivals to raise the awareness and also have the film be a tool to inspire people to get tested, to expand the message to around their families and their communities. And I hope that through the film, a very poetic, artistic, beautifully crafted example of film, that it can open a new door for a different type of audience.
7 Goan films are being screened at the 54th edition of the festival this year. Local Goan singer Sonia Shirshat, who lends her voice to the film #Mog, was in conversation with Priti Soiru.
नमस्कार. आयज आमच्या बरोबर आसा द बेस्ट सिंगर सोनिया शिरसाट आनी डीडी खातीर तुमचो येवकार. हय, तुमचो आवाज म्हटल्यार सगळीं जाणां खूब एक्सायटेड आसता की वाटल्यार अरे सोनिया शिरसाट गायता म्हणल्यार सगळीं जाणां एक मुद्दाम एक धांवून एक वेगळीच वळख कशी गोंयांत तुमी निर्माण केल्या आनी हें देवाचेंच देणें. आनी ह्या इफीक 54व्या इफीक तुमचो #मोग ह्या फिल्मान तुमकां एक संद गावपाची तर ताज्या संदर्भान तुमचे कडेन कशें पावले?
#मोग ही सेकंड फिल्म आसा. हांव डिरेक्टर निलेश मालकर बरोबर करता तें. फर्स्ट फिल्म सोलकारी आशिल्लें, तेतून जॅकी श्रॉफ आनी क्रू. स्टोरी वॉज ऑफ अ म्युझिशियन. ह्या फावटी द स्टोरी इज रिगार्डिंग अ सेंट्रल लेडी कॅरेक्टर आनी तेतून म्हाका खुबशीं सॉंग्स म्हणपाक संदी मेळ्ळ्या. पण ह्या फावटी वेगळें जालां की म्युझिक डिरेक्टर इज फ्रॉम साऊथ, सो डेनिस सर आनी तांचें संगीत मातशें वेगळें आनी तेतून कोंकणी उतरां आनी कोंकणी हेतून म्हाका दिसता आउटपूट बरो जाला. अँड कॅची सॉंग्स आसा, लव सॉंग्स आसात, एक पार्टी सॉंग आसा. सो ते म्हाका दिसता आतां आमचे जे युवा महोत्सव बी जाता कोंकणीचे तेतून ते घासतले.
तुम्ही एक ल्हानशें आमच्या खातीर एक ल्हानशें
श्योर. तेतून अर्दी कोंकणी अर्दी इंग्लीश वर्ड्स आसा.
Oh my love, oh my love, भुलयला म्हाका मोगान तुज्या. Oh my love, oh my love, कितें चुकलें रे मोगान म्हज्या.
This is a tune that they have used in the film repetitively.
म्हणजे तुमकां एक देवाचेंच देणें कशें तें आनी हेचे पयलीं तुमकां एक खंयचे अशें फिल्मान गावपाची
लास्ट टायम तांचीच डिरेक्शनाची फिल्म आशिल्ली सोलकरी म्हणून. तातूंत सुद्दां बरे टायटल ट्रॅक बी सुंदर जाल्लो आनी दुसरे सॉंग सुद्दां. थंय सुद्दां ब्युटिफूल सिनरी घेतिल्ली ताणें गोंयचें अशें पळोवनूच बरें दिसतालें.
खंयची सिनरी तुमकां?
ना, एक ओवरऑल शॉट एक आसा, हें दाखयतात तें रिवर आनी आतां ती जुवारी काय मांडवी म्हाका खबर ना, बट द शॉट वॉज म्हणजे सामकें इसेन्स ऑफ गोवा तातून दिसता. हय,
तातूंतले एक ल्हानशें काडून.
सोलकारी.
ओके, पूण खूब बरें दिसलें तुमच्या बरोबर उलोवन. एक आमच्या डीडी खातीर एक मॅसेज तुमचो आनी गोंयच्या मोग्यां खातीर हे इफी.
एक मॅसेज म्हणजे आमी जेन्ना कोंकणी उलयतात आमकां केन्ना केन्ना अशें दिसता की आमी फक्त गोंयची, आमी फक्त हांगचीच आनी ल्हान जागोसो आमचो. पण एक्चुली दॅट्स नॉट द केस. आमची भाशा जी आसा तितली सुंदर आसा, इतली मोगाळ आसा की आमी ती भाशा वेगळे वेगळे क्षेत्रांनी व्हरची. वी शूड टेक इट इन फिल्म्स, वी शूड टेक इट इन म्युझिक, वी शूड टेक इट टू लिटरेचर अँड टेक इट टू इंटरनॅशनल. म्हणजे आमी फक्त गोंयकार आसा थंयच वचून म्हणूंक जाय, थंयच वचून ना, तशें ना. सो ही जी फिल्म आसा इट्स गोइंग टू बी मल्टीलिंग्वल. सो इन गोवन एक्टर्स, आमचे सिंगर्स, गोवन मुवी बेजिकली गोंयचे आधारीत वील गो टू डिफरंट मास ऑडियन्स. आनी म्हाका दिसता दॅट इज अ लेसन दॅट वी हॅव टू टेक फ्रॉम दीस मुवी #मोग. आनी जी जितले जाता तितले तुमच्याकडे विनंती की हे फिल्म पोहोचो. आय एम शुअर यू विल लाईक दिस फिल्म. थँक्यू.
IFFI brings movies from across the globe. Traveling all the way from Mexico to Goa is the cast and crew of the film Luto, and Shubhi Varadkar caught up with Andreas Tinero, the director of the film.
Welcome to Goa, and how has IFFI and Goa been treating you so far?
Goa is a beautiful place and has beautiful people, but I'm very excited about the food. I really like the food here.
The food, pretty similar to Mexican food?
It's similar in the way, like we both have very spicy food, which I love, but it has its own ingredients and its own flavors.
Sure. Coming to your film, this is a debut film of yours, and it's a documentary come of film, and it's quite interesting because if we look at your repertoire in the past, you've been, making little music videos for artists like Harry Style as well as DJ Shadow and so on and so forth. So how did you come about to making a film that's all about grief, and if I may say in a spectrum, it's almost a 360-degree turn to what you have been doing in the past?
I think I have two parallel careers, one as a cinematographer and one as an artist. And I think my artist part, where I talk from the heart, has to do more with landscapes and traveling. And the cinematography is more like a job which I love, and I love working with music, and I've been working with music all my life. But that's more maybe superficial. It's more about aesthetics, making cool images. I think in Luto we're trying to do something more emotional and more personal.
Is there any one particular real story that you, touched your heart right through this entire film?
I mean, I guess the most powerful is the saddest one. Oh, and I think it's the mothers, Las Madres Buscadoras, who's this group of mothers looking for their disappeared kids. It's related to the violence in Mexico, and it's all these kids who have disappeared. And it's a very strong group of superheroes, like these women are real superheroes, and they'll fight cartels and they'll fight the police and the government to look for the bodies of their kids. So being there and being in a group with all these women, this powerful woman, that was very inspiring and very sad too.
What should we be expecting from you? I mean, since you have had such a vast variation, I'm sure there's something else that you're already planning about. So what should we be expecting from you next?
I'm a little everywhere. I'm working on music now. I'm doing some music, and we're writing 2 movies. We're trying to put together a movie next year. I'm digging into horror, and as a cinematographer, I'm releasing a movie with Nicolas Cage next year.
Wow, that's fabulous. So we wish you all the very best from Doordarshan Goa, and good luck and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
From Mexico, we move to another Latin American country, Uruguay, which had a film called Family Album screened at IFFI, and Lushan Fernandes tells us more about this film.
Family Album is a light-hearted coming-of-age film about the difficult bond between parents and teenage children. The father lives his dream about forming a rock band along with his sons, but in doing so, faces issues in dealing with voices that have different choices. The international premiere of this film was screened at this year's festival. Director Guillermo Rocamora tells us more.
Yes, I think Uruguay has a beautiful music, beautiful musician, very talented, and we try in the movie to recover some of the old musicians with all the music with the father's band, and some of the new bands that are around. For example, the band of the ladies that plays in the movie is a new band full of ladies that is called Niña Lobo, Wolf Ladies, and they are very good, and they are like ahead of music now in Uruguay. So I think the movie has mixed father's music and son musician. It allowed us to show a part of the past and the actual Uruguayan music. I'm very happy on that.
The parents in the film are totally opposite characters.
Yes.
Would you say that opposites attract?
Yes, I think after many years of being married and they are getting divorced, they are in different moments on life. I think women, they are, because of the society and the way they raise, they are almost always more careful about the guys being responsible, being the strong part of the family. And this father is kind of teenager father trying to get a second chance of life, and I think there's a tension over there between them, but I think both made things for the children with a lot of love, because the mother is worried about the future of his children, and it's with love, of course, and also the father pushed them to play music, to be an artist, and you need to have a lot of love to do that also. So I think both parents in different stage, in different ways, with a lot of mistake they did, of course, they tried to push them with love.
We might be on day 6 of the festival, but the enthusiasm from delegates shows no sign of slowing down. Catching up with a couple of delegates to understand the joy of cinema from their point of view is Bambino Dias.
Abiruchi, tell me about your experiences at the first IFFI that you are here for.
Well, thank you so much. This is the first time I'm visiting IFFI as well as Goa, so it's an incredible opportunity, and I'm very excited. And we have attended about 4 or 5 sessions in the past 2 days, and hope so to attend more today itself.
Aishwarya, what about you?
Yeah, it's also very special, very special for me, as it's the first time I'm attending such a big event. So it's a very new learning experience for me, as I'm getting the master classes from the industry professionals that I'll be needing in my career. So yes, it's a very good experience.
Tell us about your studies, what you all do back home.
We are actually students of electronic media, and we are pursuing a 2-year master's degree course. So we have covered a wide range of topics that includes from advertising industry to multi-camera production and journalism. So we have covered a wide range of topics.
25 films are part of the Indian Panorama section at the festival, and Runa Aggarwal provides insights about the film Pokalam.
Congratulations, wonderful film. Sensitive, entertaining, different. You started off the film with the usual disclaimer about, the characters bear no resemblance, etc., etc. Was this one an inspiration, or was it imagination?
It was inspirational, yes, because in the sense that there was a true story that happened, something similar to this, that happened in Italy. I think it was 10-15 years ago. And I remember reading a newspaper clipping of it. It was just a one-line, just a headline and a byline. And it said something like, a 100-year-old man is planning to divorce his wife of 80 years after finding a love letter from 60 years ago. And that really sounded fun to me. I was like, oh, that's... And honestly, when you hear that for the first time, what you think about, you find it funny and you laugh at it. But I felt like there's more to it. Even if you're 100 years old, there must be a reason why you take decisions, right? And in my head, more than finding it funny, I was very intrigued by why would a man who's been married for 8 years do this? That question is, I think, what sparked the film.
So the protagonists in the film are nonagenarians. They're in the 90s. But those are not the ages of the actual cast. Talk to us about the casting process, please.
Yeah, when you write it, it's very easy. You can just write, this man is 100 years old. But when you get practical about it, when you decide to shoot it, is when, we always knew that the biggest problem for a film like this, the biggest stumbling block would be the casting. Because finding an actual 100-year-old actor who can go through a 50-day schedule won't be easy. Because film shooting is tough and you won't be able to do that mostly. So then I knew that I wanted to find actors who are probably in their 70s to late 70s, early 80s, who are still very fit, but who are good enough as an actor to not look that age. And they can feel closer to 100. They can act closer to 100. And that's how we zeroed in on Vijay Raghavan. And Vijay Raghavan sir is actually 72.
Wow.
But he's like he's 50.
Yeah.
And Leelama is 84, but she looks like she's 70. And both of them together, they're fantastic actors. They've been acting together for like 100 years, and combined their experience would be 100 years of acting experience. So for them, it was not that difficult.
With lots of films on offer, it's a Herculean task to figure out what to watch. Helping you to make those decisions easier is our very own film critic Sachin Chatte in a candid chat with Shubhi.
Well, once again, we've managed to bump into a film enthusiast and film lover as well as film critic. It's none other than Sachin Chatte. Hi, Sachin, and welcome to DD once again.
Thank you. Hello.
Yes, Sachin, you've been watching films, I think, morning, afternoon, night, and beyond, if possible. So if you could tell all of our viewers what is worthy of the watch this year.
Well, I'll tell you the couple of films that I saw since we last spoke. There's a film called Memory. It's in English, directed by a gentleman called Michel Franco, and it has Jessica Chastain, who is an Oscar winner. Interesting film which has many family-related issues, and just the way it was made, and just the way it's directed, and the way it is acted was quite interesting. But I suspect that film might have a theatrical release at some point because it's in English and it has a big star like Jessica Chastain. The other film, interesting film yesterday, was a film called Sleep, which starts with the sound of a man snoring. But Sleep is a Korean film, which was also at the Cannes Film Festival in the competition, in the Semana de la Critique competition. That's about a couple where the man snores at night and after that he starts sleepwalking and does a lot of nasty things in his sleep. So how the couple tackle that issue of him sleepwalking and doing nasty things. So a lot of people are not really expecting it to be a quote unquote horror of sorts or a thriller of sorts, because it has those elements also. But it's nice to see such films at the festival. Normally you get to see a certain parameter of, a certain bandwidth of films at a festival, which might be slow, a little meandering at times. But this was more an out and out like a thriller of sorts, which become popular just by the nature of the story. So that was quite an interesting film, and they managed to get some extra elements also, apart from the obvious ones. And today we saw a wonderful film, which is Italy's entry at the Oscars. It's called Me, Captain. It's directed by a well-known Italian director called Matteo Garrone. And although he doesn't speak the African language, it's about two young men, we can say, young adults, who want to leave Dakar from Senegal and want to go all the way to Europe, as has been the dream of so many people. And we've heard real life stories of the way they suffer, boats capsizing and other things happening. But just the way the film was made was excellent. And again, good filmmaking in terms of use of music. There's a lot of music from Mali that is being used in the film. And really an impressive film. I won't be surprised if it gets an Oscar nomination at some point.
So what exactly attracts you to a film? I mean, there's so many films screening right now, and what is it that clicks with Sachin Chatte and he goes and he checks out that particular movie?
I think the film should have some kind of emotion. It could make you angry, it could make you sad, it could be frustrating in some ways, but it needs to get some emotion out of you. You may cry. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's a sad film, I will not watch it." My point is, it's a great piece of art. That's why it's making you sad and it's making you cry. So you should appreciate it, So as long as there is some kind of emotion in a film and there's something to admire as a craft, like the Korean film, for example, it's so very well crafted. Just a husband and wife in their house, pretty much that's where the film is set. And yet they managed to make it so engaging. So either in terms of craft or in terms of emotion, there has to be something engaging.
Just 2 days are left before the curtains come down on another exciting edition of IFFI. For DD Goa, this is Alroy Fernandes signing out with the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hasta la vista, folks.